Welcome to the first video of the Transport Institute. I'm Stijn de Vreede. I'm working for the Transport Institute. Transportation and mobility is affected by the coronavirus, and we want to do some online sessions with how transportation will be affected by the virus. And our first interview will be with Oded Cats. Oded, thank you for having me. Can you shortly introduce yourself and tell me how the virus affects your work and you're doing?
Sure. So welcome to my home office here, where I spent the last few weeks. Oded Cats working as an associate professor in the Department of Transport and Planning, and I focus indeed on passenger transport systems. And together with my colleague Niels van Oort, we lead the Smart Public Transport Lab in the department. And of course, like everyone, I've been greatly impacted by the new means of work as well as the topics that this implies. So first, the greatest change, of course, is that we have to do both research and education remotely, and both bring some challenges to how we do things. When it comes to education, we had to transform parts of the course into an online version, and also perform oral exams as opposed to written exams. So that has kept us busy for a while. But this has been concluded successfully. And when it comes to research, we have to make sure, of course, all our projects are running, all our team members are in high spirits, and that we can collaborate effectively. So it was a lot of communication, checking all the team members. But I think now things are up and running. And it also has impacted the kind of research we do. In more than one way. So it's impacted in terms of us looking into the interface between mobility and public health, and what is the role of public transport in this regard. So public transport is a critical infrastructure. At the same time, it's also potentially a carrier for spreading the virus. And we look into the role it plays and how it can also mitigate virus spreading, and the interface between public transport, travel behavior, virus spreading, and we do this with together with stakeholders that are obviously very interested in these questions and how they can deploy strategies that will be most effective.
How do you think public transport will look like in about a year?
Well, I wouldn't refer to any specific time horizon. I think those have proven to be very uncertain, and we are certainly not experts on that. But I will say that what is clear is that, especially when it comes to mass transportation, it will be greatly affected. Most importantly, in terms of the capacity that it can offer without hampering public health. So we have to look into different mechanisms, for example, having to reserve your journey also on regional public transport services to guarantee that we don't exceed certain capacity, to ensure that we comply with a 1.5 meter society requirements. So there are several ways of doing this, primarily demand management, more than supply management. So how do we spread it more efficiently over time and space, and having maybe reducing some of the spontaneity that you can typically have when traveling by public transport. Another thing is also specifically for risk groups, potentially looking more into mobility on demand, and how we can efficiently coordinate such services. And that will
like mobility as a service, or
and you can think here
services?
of ride sharing services of sorts, Uber-like, if you wish. So I think that's also part of the solution.
Great. What will you be doing in the near future?
In the near future, well, I think we'll be staying some more time here in the near future. And together with the team, we are looking into how we can contribute basically to having more evidence base in this kind of discussion. And one of the things we do is we use smart card data to look into what we call contact graphs. So the extent to which people are exposed to other people when traveling by public transport, because that will determine how quickly the virus spreads, and how we can possibly reduce that. And also possibly looking into how we have to prepare education-wise to Q1 if things continue longer than we expect at the moment.
Great. Thank you for your time. Next week we'll be in touch with Lianne, the Education Commissioner of Dispuutverkeer, about how education worked out in the last months and also in the coming months. Subscribe to the Transport Institute LinkedIn page to get all the updates. Thank you, Oded, and have a nice day.
Pleasure, Stijn. Stay safe.
Bye.